Hello! In this video, we'll talk about how media messages are constructed. First, we'll look at traditional media, and then we'll talk about social media. By the way, in this unit, we'll mostly be talking about media messages that are designed to give you information about the world, news media. But a lot of what we'll talk about can be applied to entertainment media too. Let's start with the beginning stages of creating a traditional media message. First, reporters or writers working for a media company try to find a story that will be interesting for their target audience. Target audience is similar to a term we learned in the unit on advertising. It means the specific group of people that a media message is made for. Once the basic story is put together, it is given to editors. An editor is a person who makes changes to a media message so that it's appropriate for a target audience. That means they might try to make a story more interesting, for instance, or they might change the word choice to match certain cultural values. Editors are very important because they choose exactly what the media message says and what it looks or sounds like. This includes choosing what people say, choosing which images to show, choosing text, and choosing the organization of the message. Finally, the media message is ready to be published. It can be broadcast, like television and radio, or printed and distributed, like newspapers, magazines, mail, and outdoor messages. Now let's talk about how social media messages are created. We can think about who creates them and then how they're published. First, let's talk about who creates social media messages. Many of the messages we see on social media are created by writers and editors who work for media companies, just like in traditional media. Other messages we see in social media, however, are user-created content. Remember, this means the pictures, text, and video that are created by social media users, like ordinary people on Facebook, Twitter, and so on, instead of by media companies. This is a major difference between social media and traditional media. Another major difference is in how these messages are published. Social media messages can be sent directly between users, like when you post on someone's Facebook wall or mention another user in a Twitter post. Other times, though, the messages you see are chosen by social media sites or apps themselves. They may recommend certain messages for you or say that a story is trending, which means that it's becoming popular very quickly. Later in this unit, we'll talk about how the way media is constructed or published might lead to some problems. And we'll talk about how media literacy can help you deal with those problems. To summarize, traditional media messages are created by writers or reporters. Before these messages are published, they are changed by editors to make sure they're appropriate for a target audience. Some messages we see in social media are constructed in the same way, while many others are created by users. Next, we're going to learn about types of media bias.